Playing Super Mario Bros. 3, already in progress.
I was wondering why you started the level just like off the bat, but it's all good.
Well,
you can tail those flame guys, but you have to hit it right on their head. You can't hit their tail.
Well,
or you can just get the star and run around.
So since I mentioned this earlier in the series, but we well, you can. I like that.
Yeah, I know. The infinite flip. Oh, dude.
Well, that was a harrowing 3 seconds. So here's one thing I think we ought to mention, since I talked about earlier in this episode how our Sonic 3 footage was
sabotaged.
Yes,
it was not sabotaged.
And but that was our first recording session. So
That's
it was
true.
kind of our first. We intended that to be our introduction, and it turned out to not be.
Oh, that's a good point. Should we have an introduction?
Well, I would like I think it'd be fitting if we explained who we are, what we do, our connection to video games, why we're called VO Booth.
Oh, that's right. The VO Booth thing is probably really confusing to anyone for a while.
Yeah, well, no one's watched our episodes, so.
I'll be honest, I didn't even know they were up yet. Like, I know you had said you put some up, but I...
Well, I mean, if you subscribe, you can get notifications.
Well, maybe if more people subscribed, they would get notifications too.
True. In case, for archival reasons, when people, do start watching this and go watch our old episodes,
you're just being thorough.
Yeah,
I understand.
Why don't you give an explanation of why we're called VO Booth?
Well, we're called VO Booth because Tyrone and I met in a VO recording booth where we both worked on mostly video games, which is like, I think the idea that we could work on video games was what drew us to that in general. I think you were into video games, right?
Yeah, I was into video games.
I was also just looking for a job, but then when I found out I could work in video games as well. I'm sorry, I'm like stagnating here.
Yeah, I'm like, there's nothing really going on screen right now. Really hope they're in it for the commentary.
But yeah, so the hammer. But yeah, so we met in the VO booth. We used to work together, and we used to work on a bunch of video games, and it was awesome. And we still kind of both do the same thing, but we don't work at the same studio anymore.
Yeah.
So this is like kind of a good excuse to hang out and talk about the good old days or the new old days, if that's a thing.
Yeah. Well, the more recent good old days were in a. Well.
No, it's true. It's true.
There's a reason why we don't.
Yes.
Oh shoot! I didn't mean to.
Because we burnt down the studio. Oh no. Yes.
I must use this to. I must use this to its fullest.
It's just an underground rave, man.
I feel like I feel like the star doesn't last as long in this.
I don't. Yeah, it is pretty minimal. The more I think about it, it would have been really useful on this next level.
Oh, I should. Let's
You want to play this game?
Yeah.
Huh? You want to play this game? Ugh.
Oh shoot. No!
Aha!
You have so many 1-ups, and I have so...
Aw.
Do I win anything?
I don't think so.
Oh, I just screwed you.
Well, I took your 1-up. I took your star that you had claimed.
What do I... Oh, this is a level.
That is a level. It is. It's the Mad Sun level, which makes an appearance in the cartoon mentioned earlier in an early episode. Go check it out. Okay, run and then get jump. Nice. That is the biggest and most annoying part if you don't know what to do. And yes, the Mad Sun will kill you. But a turtle shell will kill it if you have the opportunity. Alright, anyways. So yeah, we met... Oh, damn. We actually didn't meet that long ago. We only really met, like, what, 2 years ago? 3 years ago? It always seems like a lot longer to me. Because, like, I always think... With any of my close friends, I always think I've just known them for ages. For a spell.
Oh, that's so nice. But,
It's all about friendship.
Yeah, so we've worked on like a lot of games in the past. Not any Mario games, but
No, I guess you weren't around for that. I have worked on sort of a Mario title.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, you know what? I might know what you're talking about, but it's not a Mario.
If I'm in the credits and you find me, by all means,
Let me
know.
It's a game with Mario in it.
It's a game with Mario in it.
Okay,
yeah.
I think I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
I don't know if you can consider it a Mario game because it definitely doesn't have Mario in the title, but
Yeah, I wouldn't consider it. I think I know what you're talking about, and I wouldn't consider it a Mario game. I've always wanted to work on a Sonic game, though.
That would be... Have I worked on a Sonic game?
I've worked with Roger Craig Smith before, but no.
That's true.
Not on a Sonic game.
Yo, I'm rolling with the R.C. Smith. I like his Sonic. I actually really like his Sonic voice.
Yeah. No, it's, his Sonic voice is pretty good. It's funny, though, because through the years of Sonic, like, I'm really bad at, like, knowing when his voice has
There's
changed.
so many secrets on this one. You can go. It's okay.
Okay, wait. No, I'm gonna...
Don't kill yourself.
Oh,
I can walk you through it, though.
No,
Okay.
through it.
Okay.
Don't, no backseat gaming here. Just, there we go. Oh, that shell could have been used for that. You know, I'm doing... You play the level then.
I will.
Yeah, you're all good.
Anyways,
But yeah, Sonic game would be pretty like, be something sweet about it.
that would be cool. I will not lie.
Even though the plot to last Sonic game was kind of iffy and
I don't know if there was ever like a specific game. I think I really wanted to work on a Nintendo game in general. Like, I'm such a huge Nintendo fan and have been for pretty much my entire life. I think the first time I encountered a Nintendo was at my cousin's birthday party, and like his dad had just bought him a Nintendo. And I think it's the first time I ever played a console. My grandfather had Commodore 64, which I played the crap out of whenever I was over at my grandmother and his house. Get. Not flawless. However, the first time I played a console was at my cousin's house, and it was a Nintendo. And I can vividly remember having to be dragged out of the room, not screaming, because I wasn't a screaming kind of kid, but I was very disappointed that I couldn't play any more Nintendo. And I believe it was Super Mario Brothers, the original, that made it all so good. Thinking really hard right now. Sorry. I don't know why I'm thinking so hard. But, yeah. So I think working on a Nintendo game, which I've worked on a small handful, was pretty amazing and very fulfilling.
actually, you know what? The first VO session I ever sat in on was a Nintendo game.
Was it really? That's
Yeah,
awesome.
It was, Kid Icarus Uprising.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you were there.
I was. Well, I mean, I don't know if I was there with you, but I definitely worked on that game.
I
was very proud of that game, and I was really happy it did pretty good. I think it could have done a little better, but it's probably hard.
I wasn't the assistant on it, but I was like sitting on the side and being taught how to do the assistant duties.
the assisting job, the important job,
Yeah.
the job with all the responsibility.
Oh
After the fact, anyways.
yeah. Oh, gosh. It's a job. It's so. See, the thing is, so to give a bit more insight, like Justin is an engineer, and I was his assistant, which my title was production assistant.
Which I gotta tell you, whenever I told like friends that were in the business that I had an assistant, they're like, "Oh my gosh, you have a personal assistant?" I'm like, no.
Well,
not really. Like, he doesn't give me coffee or anything like that.
oh, that would have been the.
That would have been bad. I don't think we would have been friends if that was the case.
Oh, God.
Mostly because like I am so bad at like telling people like to go do things. Like I feel really bad about it. Like I had an intern once, and she was awesome. But it's like I need her to do something. I would be like, "Hey, can you please you know what? Never mind. I'll go do it." Like that was very much a lot of the day.
What I was gonna say though was that my title's production assistant, which encompasses like a lot of surprisingly important things.
Yes, it does.
And it's so difficult to explain to other people that it's not like just a get people coffee job.
Oh yeah, well that's because like I think the movies have like really ruined that for a lot of people, because people get an idea of like gophers and personal assistants and everything else from movies.
Which I did do the coffee thing. I do a lot less now though.
You wouldn't serve people coffee. You would make coffee for a bunch of clients at one time. Like it's not like you let me go run to Starbucks all the time.
I did that. I did that like maybe 2 times.
Yeah.
And both times I was not happy about it.
I was very angry about doing it.
I've been angry about. I mean, there have been worse, but yeah, like So it's always difficult to explain because for people who don't know, what I do is I take notes on voiceover sessions, which if you're not in a voiceover session, you don't really know like why I would do it. And so it was difficult for me to explain to people like, oh, this is what I do and this is why it's hard. And I think if I ever told people like, oh, this is like a hard thing to do and like it's a lot of responsibility, they think I just kind of am BSing.
No, not at all. It's a very important job, and in fact, when we would ever have an assistant that didn't take it seriously, it showed really fast on the back end.
Yeah.
Like if we ever needed something, it was like nigh impossible to find it sometimes.
Yeah.
And like it wasn't impossible. It's just like yes.
Good for you.
Yes. Yes.
But I know what you're talking about. Like when you're looking for things, it's not impossible, but it's also like
this
is taking half an hour when it could take 10 seconds.
Which is the reason why we have an assistant in the first place, is that it's just an efficiency thing.
Right.
It makes total sense because it just makes everything way more smooth.
All right, let's rumble. Oh, he doesn't have blocks under him.
No. You can do it. I have faith in you. You just got it. Precision jumps. Ah! Oh. Next time on the VO booth.
I'm eventually gonna.
I'll leave him for you. I'll let you have him.
No, take him home.
No.